All right, in the last video we went through setup. Now let's actually use second chair on a track. I'm going to walk you through arming a capture, running an analysis, and I'll talk about the situations where second chair is most useful. Before I hit arm, let me talk about when to use the plugin. Second chair is at its most useful in three situations. First, when you've lost perspective. You've been in the session for 3 hours, everything sounds both amazing and terrible, and you can't hear it anymore. This is where a second opinion is genuinely valuable. Not because second chair hears things you can't, but because it gives you language and structure to re-engage with what you're actually hearing. Second, when you're stuck, something's not working and you don't know what it is. You know the track isn't landing, but you can't locate the problem. Running an analysis in this state often surfaces the thing you've been circling around. Third, translation checking. You've mixed on your studio monitors and you want to understand how it'll sit on other systems. Second chair can give you useful directional feedback here, especially if you've loaded a reference track. Don't use it as a substitute for your own ears in the creative early stages. In writing and arrangement, trust your instincts. Bring second chair in when you have something to evaluate, not something to discover. Okay, so we've loaded second chair onto our master channel, and we need to capture some audio. Simply set the length of the capture you require. Hit arm and then play the session. This is how second chair listens to your track. You want to capture a representative section, somewhere with the full arrangement present. Bass, drums, melodic elements, whatever makes up your track. Avoid capturing just a drop, intro, or a breakdown unless that's specifically what you want feedback on. I'd aim for at least 20 to 30 seconds, ideally a full loop of the main section. Let it breathe. Play the section, let it capture, then stop. You'll see it register the capture in the interface. From there, you're ready to analyze. Hit the Analyze button. Second chair will process the capture and review against your track brief, your reference track if you've loaded one, and your analysis type settings. What comes back is a structured response. And how you read it matters. Don't treat it as a to-do list. Treat it as a starting conversation. The feedback is directional, not prescriptive. If it says the low mids feel dense, that's a cue to go and listen to the low mids with fresh ears, not an instruction to pull a specific frequency. The follow-up questions feature is really useful here. Once you've got your initial analysis, you can ask it specific questions. Can you explain what you mean about the transient behavior on the kick? Or what's the most important thing to address first? This is where the conversation gets genuinely useful. Your sessions are saved in session history, so you can go back and see how the feedback has evolved across multiple captures. This is really helpful for tracking progress. You can see that the thing it flagged 3 sessions ago isn't flagging anymore. A couple of things I've found make the feedback more actionable. If the feedback is going in a direction that doesn't match your vision, update the brief and reanalyze. The brief is a dial. The more specific it is, the more targeted the feedback. Trust your ears over the analysis. Second chair is a tool with a perspective, not an authority. If something at flag sounds right to you in context, that's valid. Use the feedback to interrogate your decisions, not override them. That's the loop. Capture, analyze, follow up, adjust, repeat. Over a few sessions, you'll find it becomes a natural part of how you work, like having a collaborator in the room who's always listening.